Good morning. I'm Tom Conkle, a cybersecurity engineer with Optic Cyber Solutions. Optic Cyber Solutions is a registered practitioner organization or an RPO within the CMMC ecosystem. As such, we help organizations improve and mature their cybersecurity program, and specifically in preparation for CMMC assessments. Today we wanted to conclude our series on the maturity level 1 practices by talking about the system and file scanning practice. So again, I have Paul Thompson joining me, a cybersecurity engineer from Optic. So welcome, Paul.
Thanks, Tom.
And so as I mentioned, today we'll talk about the system and file scanning practice. This practice says that we perform periodic scans of organizational systems and real-time scans of files from external sources as files are downloaded, opened, or executed. So this looks like another wordy one. So what does this mean for us, Paul?
It's a wordy practice, but it really is, the simplicity of it is perform malicious code scans, right? So we talked about, making sure that you identify where the malicious code protections should be in place, how often to update them, but this is the actual act of doing them, right? So it's great that you have them, but you got to use them, right? So it could be just scanning system files, different file locations, things like that. Making sure thumb drives or anything like that scanned before it's being allowed to properly connect to the system.
Excellent. So that's a good point. Yeah. So as we put those flash drives in, right, making sure that it's scanned so that we can trust it coming in. But when we're talking about doing the malicious code or scanning files that are externally downloaded from external sources, it makes sense that we want to check them then. But we also, when it talks about periodically scanning, what are the kind of recommendations that you give for organizations there?
That's basically a decision that needs to be made, probably per organization, depending on your risks, specific risks. Some protections do kind of a continuous scan with a deeper dive scan set for a specific date, or it's a specific time, once a week, once a month might be a little too long, right? But it's really up to the organization to set those parameters to define when they want to do those scans. But most of I would think most of the protection systems now kind of do an active scan with a little bit more granular scan set by the organization.
Excellent. So as with most of the practice, we take that risk-based approach, right? We understand what is the risk to our organization. We define the frequency, and that way when an assessor comes in, they're going to ask you, what is the defined frequency? And you need to demonstrate that you've configured the antivirus, the malicious code scanners to actually scan for that period of time, right? See organizations that say, oh no, we do it daily, and then we'll look at the configuration and realize, oh no, it's not set up for a daily deeper scan or something like that. So good point to remember. Okay. Well, thanks for joining us, Paul. And as I mentioned then, this concludes our series on the maturity level 1 practices within CMMC. And as always, if you have questions on any of the practices or need assistance in helping mature your cybersecurity program or implement the practices, feel free to reach out to Optic Cyber Solutions at info@opticcyber.com. Thank you.
Thanks for joining me today as we walk through the CMMC Maturity Level 1 practices. As always, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or you'd like assistance in implementing the CMMC practices. We'd love to help you in your CMMC journey. So feel free to reach at info@opticcyber.com, and thanks for watching.